This is Cat-A-Tonic again, and I'm going to look around the Björntunet Hotel. This is more my impressions, so you running gunners, look away because this isn't for you. Um, I have a bit of a background in architectural drafting. It's been decades since I did that for a living, and but I also like to draw since I was a little guy. So I can really appreciate what somebody's accomplished here. I mean, it's a unique model. This isn't used anywhere else on the map. I like the layout. Um, I don't know how these guys do these models. You know how they manage to make things that kind of make sense. Some things I might tweak a little bit is the access for service around the back. There's no way to approach it except through this nice big ceremonial front. But the design's really clever and it makes sense. And all the game's models, I think, are sort of, a little bit cartoonish. They draw back from, you know, really from realism, and I think that's actually a plus. Now, normally when I fight from here, I'll open up the doors opposite of each other, give myself a little bit of cover. I don't think these big glass doors are destructible. The windows out here are, though. So here's the lobby. That's an asset I've seen before in Hunter Call of the Wild in their lodges there. Pretty nice. Seems to be a limited chain though. The one in the dining room has the same length chain, and so it hangs up there pretty well. But this one seems like it should come down lower. It's a nice lobby. I always thought it would be great to have a big fireplace, but where would you put it? That's the thing about this design. If I wanted to make any changes, it sort of messes with the balance, It's like I think they just knew what they were doing when they designed it. Maybe something here with like a open side. Wouldn't want to block the view down here. It's kind of nice from the front desk that you can see down to the bar area. There's a few places you'll notice, when you're doing the mission and you're boarding up windows. If you've poked around the hotel enough, you say, wait a minute, where does this window go? And there's a few more like it too around the back. So what would you do here? Maybe stick a door somewhere here. That would kind of spoil the look. And in here would kind of get in the way of the phone area, the phone booth. Can't do anything from the bathroom. So sort of a dead space. There's a few of them like that throughout the hotel, but that's typical of some of the other models too, like some of the smaller houses. You can see they're meant to be knit with other parts of houses to make them bigger, and so you end up, when you first enter, you end up with a sort of jag in the front room, and that doesn't make sense. It's sort of wasted space. But this is pretty nice. And I think that number of pigeonholes there actually matches the number of rooms in the hotel. So again, it's sort of cartoon scale in a way because there's not a huge number of rooms, Nice dining room here. This is cleverly laid out too. And the views, like here at sunset are just gorgeous. Kitchen right off of here. Again, I like the way this stuff is done. One of the missions has you come in here, and I guess there's a runner trapped in here. But this is nice. And this is another area that is sort of dead. Because you see you've got a window here, a window here. And it doesn't go anywhere. So I think it would be a good idea to put like a door right here and say that, what is it, that sign that says Indas Personal, like staff only. And maybe this could be like the staff dining room. It would be right off the kitchen, You wouldn't really be traipsing in and out in front of guests. There doesn't seem to be a service elevator too in this building. It seemed like that would have been a nice addition. This is nice too. This little room in here, this bar, different color scheme, very pleasant. Again, I like the way you can kind of, you're sort of invited into it, even from the front. You can kind of look around the lobby area and see things. You can go into the, the restaurant and look up and see the nice mezzanines. Look down the hallway here and you can see, like somebody were pointing out, well, he's in the back room there, But I think this bar would look really cool with a big, ugly rear projection TV, maybe something right here. I think that would be great. This guy's kind of funny. He's going to wear that out. You can hear him 2 stories up, so you know he's doing a good job. Only one elevator too, but again, it's in keeping with the sort of cartoon scale. There's just enough to suggest a nice hotel. It's not over the top. Sometimes though, some of the assets seem to be unfinished to me. Like, you see the way the stairs kind of turn like this? Here they're right next to each other, but now they turn away. So I want to say, well, why is that? And then you look here, and you look up, say, whoa, what's that? That's the bottom side of the roof. So I suppose at one time they intended to put like a nice skylight there or something, but they just decided to finish the model without it. So anyway, here's one of the nice mezzanines. I like the way too they scale up the rooms. Like these rooms down here are smaller. Bathrooms are reasonably sized. And you have a few of them in the corner here that are a bit bigger. A bit more spread out. Nice room. And this is the same as the floor below. Now these are the bigger rooms. This, I think, is a bit overdone, these beams. I mean, they kind of go every which way. Looks kind of rustic, but, it's a bit silly. And there's those lamps, again, with the same length chain, but stuck way up high. They almost seem a bit weird. How would you replace a bulb in that? Beautiful sunset. I like the carpet, too. I like the little hints of The Shining. I think was this the lobby carpet? I don't know. Some part of the Overlook Hotel had this carpet. And then they had a Halloween event one time where they've got a little tricycle there, which is supposed to make you think of Danny's trike. And then in the distance, they've got 2 ticks, which is supposed to remind you of the twins that say, "Come play with us, Danny." The little murdered girls that appear to Danny. So this is nice too. Sometimes I fight from here. And I like the way those lights look. They look really cool. And they are destructible. You can blow them out. The nice Björntunet bear. Björn is bear. This would be a nice spot for small venues or maybe a staff party or something. And this is a bit of a dead space here. Maybe you could put like a door for storage or something. Let's see. This is nice little sauna with a shower right here. And early on, you could always find adrenaline shots in here, but it's been a long time since I did that. Little things like this they should clean up, Like I don't know what that is poking up through there. And this piece of trim up here on the ceiling actually pokes outside the building. And this, I guess, would give you access to the suites up above we don't get to see them, but you could imagine that those are even bigger than the ones on this floor. Although it's odd that if those are more expensive suites, that there's no view to the back here. This really great view here. The rooms above, they wouldn't be able to see that. You think they would have some kind of balcony, a roof balcony, a dormer or something. But again, at some point they have to say, okay, stop, time to put the model out there. Now the brackets too that hold up the balconies don't quite touch the building. That's another tip of the hat to The Shining, a maze, where Jack Nicholson ends up dying. Matter of fact, there's a body out there. I think it's got an axe with it too, like Nicholson. Down here, usually there's a couple of med packs. I've already picked them up. And, like so many things, there's little problems here, things that could have fixed. It's been there from the beginning, from the time the hotel was added to the game, or even the island. But it makes sense. It's just realistic enough to draw you in, and besides, it is sort of background stuff. You're not really looking at hotels like I am just because I have an interest in architecture. Most people would just say, fight from it, and that's it. But I think it's a great design. I've thought about different ways to change it, and there really isn't much you can do. It's very compact and well thought out. Any changes I would make would be very slight. It's a very handsome building. Even this little outside patio. Everything, they thought of everything, I don't know how they create these things. Do they really have a background in hotels? I don't know. But I like it. See those two here on the right all the way to the top? You can't access those. But you can imagine they would be even more luxurious, possibly being the entire depth of the building, front to back. But like I say, there should be a dormer or something on the back to give them a peek of that gorgeous view out here. Although I love watching the sunrise and sunset from here. Like I say, it would be nice to find some place to shoehorn in a fireplace in the main lobby and have that nice crackling sound. Of course, part of the story is that they need the generators turned on to get heat. So this is pretty cool too. It does seem though that the mountains here on the island aren't as tall as even Tulövden, so maybe they do more slalom skiing, I don't know. But still, there's a lot to appreciate in what they've done here if you've got an artist's eye. Well, there it is. Björntunet Hotel on Himfjäll. Thanks for watching.